I couldn't find an online reading of Comin Thro The Rye, so I'm going to try it myself. Forgive me. So this is Scottish. It's 18th century, so 1700s, and it's written in the common sort of slang. Comin Thro The Rye. Jenny's a wheat, poor body, Jenny's seldom dry. She draggled her petticoat comin through the rye. Comin through the rye, poor body, comin through the rye. She draggled her petticoat comin through the rye. Gin a body meet a body comin through the rye. Gin a body kiss a body, need a body cry. Gin a body meet a body comin through the glen. Gin a body kiss a body, need the wild ken. Gin a body meet a body comin through the grain. Gin a body kiss a body, the things a body's ain. So let's kind of go through this poem and how we can approach it. The poem is meant to be a jingle, sort of like a song, and so it's meant to kind of be available to anyone who's listening to it. It's got a few layers of meaning. So let's take a look at the first stanza in particular. Oh, Jenny's a wheat, poor body, Jenny's seldom dry. She draggled her petticoat comin through the rye. So the story describes this girl, probably a child, walking through a field of grain. Rye is a kind of grain. And so it's probably maybe, it's about as high as like a tall grass. So maybe 4 feet high, a little bit higher. And that would mean that Jenny, if she's a child, probably would be hard to see. So you could come upon her suddenly. She's also wearing a petticoat, and those are the underskirts so that your skirt comes out farther. And if she's dragging her petticoat, it means, again, it makes her childlike. The petticoat is getting wet, she's dragging it behind her. And so the third stanza is the surprise meeting. Here comes Jenny. She's walking through the rye. She doesn't expect to see anyone else in the rye. And that means the other person in the rye is probably a child too. So if a body meets a body coming through the rye, and a body is a person. So if someone were to meet someone else in the rye and kiss that person, need that person cry? So does Jenny need to cry? And this is kind of interesting. Is she crying because she's been kissed? Is she crying because she's shocked and surprised there's someone else in the rye? And the stanza that follows that, the fourth stanza, reiterates it. If someone meets another person coming through the glen, which is again an area that's not populated, and if they kiss, does the world need to know about this? And the final stanza, if someone meets another person coming through the grain would be the rye, this grass, and a body kisses a body, does the world need to know about it? So we have a couple things going on here. On one hand, it's a little bit threatening, this idea that there's someone else in the rye. It's like the children of the corn, and you come upon someone suddenly, and then there's this kiss. And then also the suggestion that they're kids.